That's lovely, that one. I like that one. And we've still got a little bit of the print from the stamp on there, but it's picked up a lot of it, and there's most of the grunge is gone. So let's just clean this brayer off. And you can see how it's darkened up the text that's still there. And let's do something else. Let's see, what was I going to do? Oh, I might use some lace over the top of this. So let's get something different. Let's try, shall we go with a nice blue? Blue with the green and see what happens. It's not an obvious choice, but hey, this is all just an experiment. So you'll be pleased to know that I'm still going to the gym. I haven't given up. It's been 5 weeks now, can you believe that? And I'm still going strong. I've even started getting up and going early on the morning. I was there the other morning at, I think it was about 7 o'clock. And if somebody had said to me, even a couple of months ago, you're going to be going to the gym at 7 o'clock in the morning, I would have said, yeah, no, that's just not going to happen. But here I am, going to the gym at 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I was going to use the lace, wasn't I? So I did have a nice big sheet of lace that I want to use. This is the problem when you just got everything on your desk and it's like, where's everything gone? Right, this is the one, because I like this one. Okay, now let's see, where's that? Let's get that one. I'm just pressing the lace down and trying to pick up a little bit of the paint that's in between the cutouts of the lace. Doesn't always work. Sometimes the lace is just too fine. Sometimes you go a little bit. Nope, nothing. Okay. Right, that's left a lovely print. So let's get this on our paper. And because there's blue and a bit of green, I've got a little bit of turquoise going on there. So let's add a little bit of blue, like turquoisey, to this and see what happens. It's a really good press. Oh, it hasn't done much there. It's added some interest, some colour. Okay, it might be very different on this paper because you tend to find, or I've found that as I've been doing this, you know, different papers yield different results. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, so you can see it has picked up the script. It's quite fuzzy like the other prints that I did, which was the second print, but you can see it's more like lines, and the green is still in there with the blue, and that's giving it a really nice effect. I really like that one. That's gorgeous, that is. That's definitely, well, yeah, it's lovely. It's going to be a lovely page, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Okay, let's just do a couple more things and then we'll call it a day, because I'm aware that I'm prattling on. And I want to try, let's see, let's do, I really did like that purple. I like the way that worked. So let's try some of the violet. And this time maybe not put any viridian on, and just let a little bit of green, so it's not too much. I might put a little bit of the sap green as well. There, it's not as dark as the viridian, but it's a little bit darker than the other one. I don't want to mix it too much. But let's just see how this goes. I'm loving the way the purple seems to just meld with the green. It's lovely. Okay, now I did have, if I can find it, this is eyelash trim, and I found this to have a very nice effect on the paint, a very strange effect on the paint. So let's get this on and we'll pull a print. I want to do something more with this polka dot, so let's use this polka dot and pull a print with this. Now you've really got to press down for the eyelash trim. And I've had some really nice effects. That leaf just wants to be printed. So let's just see what we get. Ooh, I like that. Now, because I've printed that onto a dark background, you can't see the purple very well, but it's kind of got blues in there in it, and I do like that. Is a lovely print, that. I like that a lot. Yeah, you're done. Now let's lift this off, and that's exactly where I wanted. Perfect. I'm going to let that dry just a little, not too much, because I don't want it to not pull. But I'm going to wipe this off, and then I think I will use, this one is linen, and it is this isn't great at pulling prints off, I'll tell you now, but let's see if we can use it. I'm aware that this isn't very dry, so it might kind of pick it up as I'm rollering, but hopefully not. If you've got any hints and tips, because I'm aware, you know, this weekend is the first weekend I've sat and played with my Gelli plate, so you know, the stuff that I've watched on videos and that, it's not extensive, let's put it that way, but let's do this. But yeah, if you've got any hints and tips or any favourite Gelli print videos or sites or channels, pop a comment down below and let me know, because yeah, I'm still playing with this myself. I'm still finding out how to do this myself, and I'm enjoying it, and it's great. And if you can share something, that would be wonderful. So let's just see what we get here. Now that's interesting. That's really interesting. You know, it reminds me of straight away with the colour. It reminds me of heather, and like the you can see with the fronds from the eyelash trim. It's like heathery. I like that. I really like that. Yeah. Okay, so it needs something else doing to it, but I really like this print. And that would be really great to use, you know, in strips in a collage. So yeah, I like that one. Now, without even taking anything else off, and it has transferred the text again. I don't know how successful we'll be at getting all of that off, but we can give it a go. We can try it. Now, oh yes, I was going to use one of the bigger stencils. Now, this is a method that I watched Artie Mays do, and I have used it myself. So let's go a little bit of my sponge. Oh, I forgot I got these ones as well. Let's go a little bit of sponge. Now let's see, what have we got here? This is Viridian again, so I'm not going to bother opening that one. I'll just use this one. I want a nice dark, so I'm going to transfer this onto my paper. Okay. And I'm gonna go through and print this onto the plate. I'm just going to do bits here and there. Because this way, this will give it kind of like a nice sharp image underneath. And I have had some success with this. Artie Mays did it really well. I'll put a link to that video actually. And it was a really great, you know, print that she got. I wasn't as successful as Artie Mays, but I did have some success. You can see it's even leaving a print there. I don't want to muck that up, so you do have to get quite a bit on. Just going to try and get rid of that print. There we go. Right. And you can add lots of different layers, you know. You could do this layer, let that dry, add another layer, which is what I did before, but I think for the purposes of this I don't think I'm going to add too many layers because I don't want too much going on. Go a little bit more paint. I am just going to wipe that side because it keeps putting the print on. I've done the same thing again, gotten it in the print. Okay, it's difficult when you're trying to not pick the stuff up that you've already done, but you can do it, you've just got to manoeuvre things. This stencil kind of reminds me of a Greek restaurant we used to go to, and they had vines painted all over the walls, and it was a lovely restaurant, like a family run restaurant. Now while this is wet, I'm going to get this, I'm just going to move this to the side while it dries, and this is what we're going to do on here. We're going to add an extra print on top. Now that is going to be, it's lovely, it's starting to build up and nice. I don't want to touch this bit because I do want to use that bit, but that's going to have something as well. So let's bring the jelly plate back. And now, while that's drying, what I might do is, I might use, let's see, where am I looking? While that's drying, I might use one of my other stencils. Now, if you'll excuse me while I just look, oh, not stencils, stamp. Right. Okay, so I got these stamps, and these stamps I got from a magazine. So I kind of like the idea of using the fern. Now again, I'm aware that it's going to be tough getting the paint off. I know. But it's okay, it's worth it. Now let's go a different colour. So let's use the sap green for this. There we go. And I just want to give that a little bit of a hopefully that will transfer. It would be better if I used my acrylic print block, wouldn't it? There we go. And this might not, you know, it might not pick up a load, but it might just look nice. And it kind of gives you that wallpaper effect as well, which I really like. and because it's difficult getting your hands on vintage wallpaper, because yeah, it's it's hard to find and hard to come across, and usually very expensive. So that you can create your own using the Gelli plates, which I might do on another video. Because I mean, this is basically how wallpapers are created anyway. You know, it's a similar process using silk printing, mono printing. So yeah, right, now let's get off as much as I can from there, and then I think we'll leave that to dry now. And so while that's drying, I'll just turn the video off, and then when I come back it'll be dry. Okay, so it's dried now, so it's it's pretty dry. There's a little bit of wet still, but that's fine. So I'm going to use yellow ochre again, because I just like that colour kind of combination, and I'm going to put a bit on, and we'll give this a go, see what happens. It works sometimes, it doesn't work other times, so you know, I think I need a bit more yellow ochre on there. There we go. And again, yellow ochre is more of a translucent colour. Oops, a daisy. These ones don't always work as well as the other ones, but we'll see. We'll see what we get. Right, you can see it's already started to smudge a little bit because I didn't wait long enough. But that's fine, that's okay. I'm not going to cry about it. Maybe we could do it on here, because we've already done some work on here, but it needs something. So let's give this a go. Let's see what happens. And we'll just use this to pick up the rest of that off the side. Well, it didn't work so well with that. I don't know what it's going to do with this, but it's worked a little bit. It's not great. No, it's a bit disappointing, that one. Okay, you know, it happens. We've still got this on. It might be that I use the cheaper paint, so let's use let's pick it up with some deep red out of the Crawford and Black, because Crawford and Black paints are, you know, it's a good make. I don't know if they're international, but they're a good mid-range, cheap kind of, you know, alternative to spending loads of money on a on an expensive colour palette. I kind of like that. That's going to change the colour green. I kind of like that they're not too expensive, because you don't mind playing with them, and like that print, you know, it's pretty dire. I'd have to do a lot to bring that back to life, but you know, I don't mind wasting the paints a little bit, because it's all kind of trial and error, you know. I'm thinking I like this polka dot here, but I don't like the watch bit. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and get that on there, because that would be a really nice, interesting. Let's just see what happens. This is a thicker card, this scrapbooking card, so it might print differently than the other paper. I mean, it's a case of trial and error with this, which is what I found mostly. It depends on your paper that you're using, it depends on your paints that you're using, and it depends on the techniques that you're using. And it's also got a lot to do with the atmosphere, because if it's too cold or too hot when you're doing this, I mean, at the moment it's a nice kind of, yeah, it's a late summer day, early autumn day, so it's not too hot and it's not too damp, even though we've had thunderstorms yesterday. But you know, the atmosphere apparently can affect it, so you're going to get different effects than what I'm getting. Now this is kind of strange. Okay, I'm liking it. I'm kind of liking it because you've got the print off the page and it's got a couple of the leaves, but they don't look like leaves, they just look like grunge. And you've got the polka dots striking through. You know, I like it. That would be great in a Halloween kind of journal because it's got that kind of the depth for that. Interesting. So I don't think we're going to get these off. So another trick I've found, if I can get one out, is to get a wet baby wipe and just lay it on, because like I said, I don't want to get rid of all the grunge, but this paint just doesn't want to come off, which is fair enough. And then literally lift the print with your cloth, and you can see that there's still a bit of it left, and that's great. But you know, not only am I taking off a lot of the stubborn paint, I'm also rehydrating the paint that's underneath, so I'm not going to lose that paint. You know, I'm not going to lose that grunge. It's going to come out and be, it's going to rehydrate, and that should help it to come off the plate, hopefully. I've done this a couple of times now and it does give mixed results, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to put a really light colour over it. I'm going to go with this lemon yellow, which I don't think I've used yet, and just see what happens with this. Now the plate's quite hydrated now, and so is that paint, so let's just see what happens. See, it's starting to pick that paint up a little bit even when I'm rollering it, so hopefully that should help. I mean, at this stage it's not an actual print, it's just going to come up and look like different colours, but that's good. And what I will use that for is for a background for one of our 12 by 12s. That's another pattern that I wasn't very keen on, so let's just get this on here and we'll see what kind of effect we get. I'm going to give it a really nice press down and see what happens. Okay. I hope you can hear Dexy, he's making all sorts of little noises. Such a sweetheart. Okay, and that didn't work at all. Not at all. Okay, where's that other paper that we've got? Let's see if we can't pick up another print off that. Like I said, sometimes it's the paper you're using. And this is a shiny paper, it's quite a bit thicker than the printer paper. There we go, now we're getting somewhere. See the difference in paper that can make? It's amazing how different the effect is just by using a different type or weight of paper. Obviously that scrapbook paper just isn't suited for picking up a lot, but this paper seems to grab the paint. So there we go. Right, let's see what we've got. I don't hate it, I don't hate it, it's still quite good. You've still got the vines and you've got some of the print as well off that page, which I really like the idea of. Yeah, I don't hate it. It needs something else doing to it, but I don't know what yet. But yeah, it's quite nice. Okay, well I'm going to call that the last print because it's pretty well cleaned off the plate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this away, and then we'll come back, we'll have a review of what we've done, and then maybe I might use one of the pieces and see if we can't make some ephemera or something with it. So I'm just going to clean off. I will be back in a sec. Okay, so I've tidied up a little bit, and now we've got our pieces that we've made. I think this one's my favourite. I love it. It's got all the different layers. With the book page came off, we've used the stamp on it and all the colours that came through. I think it's a really nice one, and perfect for like an autumn type journal. So that one I really like. This one was the construction paper. All I've done is I've used my tear ruler just to tear it down. And I really like this one because the colour of the construction paper itself is a really nice green. And then obviously the print over the top, and then using the leaves to put the extra print in. That was an Artie Mays trick. That really worked nice. And I even like the fact that they're not perfectly lined up. I think it gives it a really nice artsy feel, and that's really nice. So I like that one. Excuse me. This one I like. It didn't turn out as nicely as I wanted it to, but at the same time I kind of like it. And I did make the mistake of thinking that it would be the right way, but it's not. The words are actually the wrong way, which it doesn't matter because it'll still look good in a collage, and I think that's what this one will be used for, like a collage piece. This one I loved. Now this one was kind of a mistake. Not a mistake. It wasn't planned. It's picked up some of the text from the book page, and it's picked up some of the prints that we had left on that were being stubborn, and then the different colours, and then it's picked up all this lovely grunge, and I really like that one. Again, that's a really nice autumny type one. But again, for any kind of forest journal, because you know you get all of these natural colours in your forest, so everything doesn't have to be green. This one I think will probably need more work. I do like it, and I do think that it'd be really good for a Halloweeny type journal, which I'm not sure if I'm going to have time for this year. But I like the fact that you've got the polka dots from the actual paper showing through. The book page came off, and it's got kind of like these bits that were leaves. They look more like grunge, which I do like that. I kind of like. I think that's quite good. Again, I think it needs something else. It needs another layer, but we can do that. You know, I'm probably going to be playing with my gel plate a lot more now because I just enjoy it. This one I love. I love this part of it. It's absolutely perfect. I wouldn't want to touch that. These bits here that I put over, I kind of like them, but again, that needs something else. But I think what I would do is I'll cut that piece off because I really like that piece, and I'll use that for some sort of ephemera, which I really like. And that again's on the book page. And then, oh, got little bits everywhere. This one, I do like it. I like that it's got the shadow print. I'm not sure if it needs something else doing to it, but I don't think that it needs any more gel printing because this green is quite dark, so anything I put over the top of that is just going to disappear. I do like this, which I think again it'll be great for collaging. This might need maybe lightening up. What I might do is I might get the my brain's not working. Oh, I might get some of the bits and pieces out anyway and work on that, because it needs knocking back a little bit. So I'm going to do that. This one I absolutely adore. I really do. And as it's dried, the colours have come out a little bit more sharply, and you can see the purples and the different kinds of greens and the grunge, and then obviously the stamp itself, you know. I mean, it's just beautiful, and that is a lovely page. I mean, that could even make a really nice cover, you know. You could decorate that up as a cover. It's beautiful. I love that one. This one works really well, and I do love it. I love the lace, and again with all the grunge that's come on it, I think it works really well. And I like the fact that it's blue, because again it reminds me of all the different flowers that you can find in a forest. And yeah, I like that. Plus, I mean, this doesn't have to be forest themed. This one's a really great one, and I think that will make a really nice digital. So I am going to make a few digitals of these, and just see how they turn out, and I might play with them a little bit on Photoshop and see what happens. Oh, that one, I don't know how that one got in there. Pop that to the side, and that one. This I think I love, and I can already see that being a really nice tag with a focal point, and in fact I might cut that into a tag and we'll see what it looks like. This one again, it's hard to see because it does have the dark green text from the book and the bits of grunge in that, and again I think that will be it would make a nice page, but it would need something, maybe I don't know, maybe we could collage over the top of it in parts, and bring up the colour a little bit. I think that might work nicely. Or maybe some gesso, that's the word I was looking for, gesso. Might use some gesso on it, and then maybe play with the inks and see what we get. But that's the good thing about these, even if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to, you've got a basis to start then playing with other things, and you know, you can use all sorts of different things to play with it. This one I love, I absolutely love it. The colours, the text, everything, and I think this will make a really great page to go into the journal itself, just like that, because that's perfect for writing on top of. I might even stamp a little image or something, I don't know, maybe, but that's going to make a great page. And then this one picked up the polka dots from that scrapbook paper and all the grunge, and I've got to say it just is perfect, and the texture is really nice as well. And yeah, all this lovely grunge here, that's going to make a really nice page, I think. And you can just see a shadow outline of the ivy leaves as well, and that's really nice. I like that. This one I think worked really well, and I loved it. Obviously this is an envelope, but what I'm going to do is use it as a page. So I'll need to do the outside of it, but I'm going to use it as a page rather than as an envelope. So I will chop these bits off so that you're left with just the print, and that's going to look great. And then I'll clean this window and you'll be able to see whatever's underneath it. So say if, let's see, say we use this page, and then we put this one over the top, you're going to see that through the window, and then you'll open the page and there you go. So I mean, we would put a focal point on the page behind that. So that one turned out well. This one, just, it needs loads more doing to it. Whatever, I mean, you can see kind of where the stencil was, but it's not enough. It needs a lot more work. But yeah, this one I really like. So let's get me cutter out, and we'll see what we get. So I'm just going to trim down these sides, trim that bit off at the top, and I'm going to make a nice long tag. Right, so let's see, you are a little bit too long, so which edge do we want to cut off? I kind of like all this going on here, but then I do like that side as well. I think we'll cut off the bottom, doesn't need a lot, and then that piece is a perfect piece for collage. So then we've got that, and that's going to be a nice big tag, that. And then because this is on like a thick paper, I will back this with some coffee dyed paper. I can just fold that to cut, and there we go. Now let's see, let's have a look and see what we've got. I might use one of them, and let's get some ephemera. Do we want flowers? We want something kind of foresty, I think. And we've got some nice pieces. Let's see what we can find. Let's have a look through these and see what we can find. No, I don't like that. Okay, not one of those. Oh, I like that. Yep, I like that. Oh yeah, I love that. Right, okay. Let's get a label, because I feel it needs a label. Labels, labels, labels. Okay. And I think one of the sciencey ones might be nice if I've got one of the bigger ones left. I'll falling out the top. I don't think I've got one of the bigger sciencey labels left. Too small. I like that. Needs something behind it. Needs a little something behind it. So let's see, what have I got? What have I got to hand? Got lots of bits and pieces. I'm looking for something specific. Aha! Now this is some of that lovely German book that I've got. So let's just tear this. I'll keep that because that's a yummy little scrap. And that. Now how big do we want this? I want it quite big, so I'm going to go about, let's just say about there. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. It's kind of coming together. I like that. I like that. It needs a little something else. Maybe a little bit of, if I can find some, fabric. Now I did have some to hand, so I bet you I can't find it now. Aha! So I've got some little fabric, so let's just go a little piece. And this is just coffee dyed fabric. It was an old sheet that I had, so I just coffee dyed it and then tore it up into strips, and it gives you this kind of, just this nice like grungy effect. Oh yeah, I like that. That's nice. Okay, so we might not use them after all. Okay. Excuse me, sorry. Now I need a book page to glue on. Of all the book pages I've got, I think I've put my glue ones away. Hold on. Oh yeah, there we go. I've got one. Right, glue. Oh, all the book pages I've got lying about. Now, first of all, let's get this distressed. Now, where did I put my distressing dada? The problem is I did put a lot of things away to make room for all of this. Okay, I found one. I've got one. Right. Actually, I might do it this way. No, I prefer to do it the other way. I don't like the noise it makes, you know, when you're rubbing it on paper. I just don't like that noise. It's different when you use the blending brushes, but let's just get, it's really intricate this, so try and get all the little bits. Doesn't have to be perfect, I just want it to have a bit of an aged look. There we go. There we are. Right, I'll start off with you. There's some other different types of things that I want to do for this journal with my papers, so I am going to be trying out some different types of techniques, because I don't want to just use coffee dyed. I am going to use some coffee dyed for the paper, so there'll be lots of different techniques used, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we come up with, because I do want it to be, I don't want it to be like a, I want it to be a bit darker than your general forest kind of journal. So I want to try a few different techniques. I want to stretch myself. Now let's just put this glue on first for this, and I'm going to use again just the tacky glue. There we are. And I'll use the tacky glue on this as well, just because it's going to be adhered to the paper. And the glue sticks that I'm using, they're not brilliant with fabric. They're great with paper, but they're not brilliant with fabric. Okay, so I kind of want you to be a bit further up. There we go. No, I don't like you there. I'm going to take you up and put you a little bit further down. More glue. Okay. There we go. I prefer that, that's better. It's a little bit skewy, but that's okay. We can live with that. Yeah, I like it. I'm really liking it. And I will punch a hole in it and maybe put a little bit of thread through. And I will sew around it, but basically that's worked out really nice. And that was just one of my wipe off pieces, you know, and it's got a really nice like dark forest, autumny forest, you know, and you can just still see the script coming through. Yeah, I really like it, so I've enjoyed that. I hope you have too. If you did, please do give it a like, it really helps the channel. And drop me a comment if you have any advice on or ideas for the jelly plate printing, or if you know, if you've got a YouTuber that you watch who you think does a, you know, with a jelly plate printing does a really great job, then do drop a comment down below and let me know, or just drop a comment and say hi, because I just do love to hear from you. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, get yourself a jelly plate. Give it a go. It's loads of fun, and I've got to say I am absolutely hooked on it, to the point where everything else is going it's just, there's nothing else happening, nothing else, it's just the gel printing. So I hope you have had fun. We will do this again, because like I say, I've really enjoyed it, but I'm going to be exploring some different ideas for the paper in the next video, some different things that I think I might decide to do, and we'll see how that goes. So take care, have lots of crafting fun, and I will see you in the next one. Happy crafting, bye.